Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Hardcore Breach League as a solo self-found Beacon of Corruption Necromancer. We summon minions, most notably Spectres. We turn them into caustic clouds by either killing them or over-summoning them. And that fumigates all the monsters into tiny dead bits. Last episode we managed to obtain a 6-link body armor, so we're now using Wither, cast while channeling, summon Raging Spirits, raise Spectre, minion damage support and increased area of effect, and on switch we have a concentrated effect. Yet to decide whether I truly like using conk effect versus increased area of effect, or whether I should just go with a minion life. Minion life basically sits in between the other two in terms of damage versus area size. So it is a very fair option, but for now we're going to go with increased area of effect because the Labyrinth itself is going to be lots of tiny minions, and if we can use a couple of Spectres to just basically just fumigate an entire room, that's going to be lovely. So let's get going. We are level 79. We have completed the previous two trials when we finished the difficulties. This is a level 68 area, so technically it's on par with the tier 1 map. However, in practice, it might feel a little bit more difficult. Now, similarly to how the Harvest is a level 70 area, but Malachi does feel slightly more difficult than a tier 3 map was, most of the time. The setting, tiny boss room, they all have something to do with it. I still fall back into the habit of just killing all the monsters I encounter, but this is the Labyrinth, so usually you want to do that a little less. Matters a little less. We'll see. Now, we're not gonna expose ourselves to more risk than is required. On the other hand, we should be more than capable of at least dealing with the regular mobs. Let's see, this is usually a dead end, so we'll just take a path here. A bit of luck, this is going to lead us out. Also, things are doing some damage to us, so let's recover. Are running Zealot's Oath to just passively regenerate energy shields using our life regeneration. Hints to my rescue, pretty please. And the Labyrinth is not my favorite. Those of you who follow my channel regularly already know that by now. Not a big fan of the Labyrinth. Liked it plenty enough when it was new. It was a nice challenge. That tends to feel a bit more tedious. Though as I've gotten more efficient at running the Labyrinth, it annoys me less. My initial runs used to always take about 50 minutes. Now it's usually closer to 25. So yeah, a heads up, if the episode is a lot shorter than 20 to 25 minutes, something unfortunate might have happened along the way. But we'll see, might as well have been a very efficient path. So 2 wrong exits and a right one. No golden gate here, otherwise there would have been a sign for that. On a weapon switch we are leveling a minion life gem. Didn't have a leveled up version available for our main link. That's one of the reasons why we're not using it. I have to say, large sized Wither and large sized caustic clouds, they make life easier. Oh, come on, open up, yes. Well, since I'm chronically short on orbs of alchemy, no, not alchemy, alteration, yes, those blue things. I actually pick up the rares here. I'm still picking up rares all over the place. Trying to feed 32 orbs of alteration to Elrion every day I play. It's quite an upkeep. most of the time when I'm playing, I start at about 7 or so, and then I play maybe to 8 or 9. It really depends on what the lag gods allow me in terms of playtime. So far latency is good, hope that stays. A little late to get started today. So I always do want to run a bit of a proper warm-up. So I do my daily quests, or my master's quest, and then maybe a map or two, and then get to the content I wanted to do. Okay, this was a decoy. Stay crossing. The last, oh, it's almost a week or two now. Latency has been getting worse after about 8 in the evening. There's often secret doors here that allow you to bypass the traps. Got some corpses in here, and then we'll just fumigate the bunch. And we can go back with some of our... But there's a trunk here that I want to grab. Yep. Okay. And there is another exit. See if we can get over there. Oh, minions. Protect me. They're off, sleeping on the job, aren't they? Zombies, they're loyal, but they're a bit brainless. So that does make things more difficult. And there is the aspirant trial. Let's see what we're gonna get.
Weary traveler draws close to the end of the path.
I'm gonna go for conk effect here. Increase instead of area of effect. Interesting thing is we don't technically want to kill Izaro. We just wanna deal with the threats. So this is gonna be tricky for us. We are very bad at precision. Okay. Portals. We can deal with portals. We should just keep Izaro away from us, so that we can portal minions in and get some caustic clouds going to fumigate the thing and then get out again. See if we can do a similar thing. Portal in, get a couple of caustics going, and then we get out. The Izaro hurts. Oh, I think he hit for about 3,000 points of damage. 3.5. With that overhead jump. The thing is, we have a buffer of 7,500 life. Which definitely helps us. Okay. We stemmed the tide, closed the portal. So now it's time for Izaro to die. So I'll just get out of your way. The thing with Izaro is that basically time is on our side here. So he might be going after us, but our minions are gonna go after him. Port flask. Flip out of the way here.
Claim your inheritance.
Okay. He's tough.
You are inexhaustible.
Inexhaustible.
An emperor alone is just a man.
One of the main reasons why we're doing the Labyrinth now is because we kind of need the massive power boost that we're gonna get. Oh, of course, it's Choir. There's gonna be Fated Sirens in here. Okay. Back to the large AoE just for comfort. Because it's just truly a noticeable difference in size. But our Merciless Labyrinth upgrade is gonna massively increase the power of our Spectres. That's basically gonna determine how viable this build is, because the minions themselves, we're not boosting them really in any sort of way. Because it's all about the caustic clouds, that has always been the design goal of this build. So I'm purposefully trying to get away from that. We're channeling our raging spirits, which turn into little puffs of smoke. Against normal monsters, that's actually fine. The thing is, bosses have so much more life than regular mobs, and especially once we start doing some maps with tougher mobs, then regular mobs are going to be tougher, and of course blues and yellows are already plenty tough. They can be 10 times tougher than regular white mobs, so we just need more damage. And having a lot of knuckleheads running around, it does serve as a proper distraction, I should say. Way to keep all the different enemies occupied while we build up our caustic clouds and just fumigate everything. Okay, just stay in a circle, push the thing. Some corpses going. And fumigate. If there's monsters in the area here, then of course the pillar won't move. If we are not in the circle either. That works. Now if you're looking for a build that's efficient, this is definitely not it. But for me, it's never been about efficiency. And if I were about efficiency, I would be playing Blade Vortex. No, not Blade Vortex, Blade Flurry. Just something Blade, basically. But this is it's a quirky little build, and I really do enjoy my quirky little builds. Oi, you guys, stop shooting at me. It's really rude. I'm really not liking it. Pokemon Glide, let's take a step back. Okay, they hurt, so let's take a couple steps back here. It's not going to go further back than where I am, but if we're not standing in the middle of the Goliaths, then we're not catching all the flak here. So maybe I should not stand in the pillar's way. Okay, this gets us to the Dark Shrine. I didn't want to go to the Dark Shrine. Why did I do this? Because I saw something and I figured it would lead us forward. Dark Shrine could help us. But that's the worst thing that could happen. Your natural vitality deserts you. Not life regen or something that disappeared. Resistances are still good. Oh, 60% less recovery rate of life and energy shield. That's painful. That's painful. So, when I said, what's the worst thing that could happen? That was not one of the fun things that happens. To get more quantity items. The upside is it doesn't affect the boss fight, it's just for the area. There's that. Oh. Let's not touch the poems. Let's make a bit more haste. I want to avoid a 50-minute episode. Ooh, old Russian. Okay, so board might be there. So often there's a big elaborate thing for some kind of side objective, and then the way forward is a bit more straightforward. Once we got some golem corpses going, then things got a lot better. portal or minions in, and then start murdering. And then we fumigate the boss. It's buddies. Eventually my goal is for this build to at least be able to clear yellow maps. That's... I think that for all my series I'm gonna at least make yellow maps my goal. Red maps are optional. I think that's gonna be a good way to approach things. My limited experience with red maps. They're tough, they're really tough. It's where the difficulty does get cranked up to 11 or 12 or 13 or more. And it basically becomes a DPS check combined with a strategy check as well. There's two ways. It's gonna be the holes, of course the road splits, bolt or suffocation, okay. But it becomes a DPS check to do red maps. As a result, no, some builds are simply just not viable because they are too slow, and therefore you just have way too many opportunities to die, or you'll be lacking in tanking or something like that. Yellow maps is where I think for a lot more builds they remain viable. So I think for a seriously casual or casually serious, or however you want to classify me, a player like me trying to get a build to red maps within the span of a single league, playing half an hour to an hour a day. I think that's quite a challenge. Once I got more experience, might be more viable. But I think at this point the realistic goal is yellow maps. I've played yellow maps, a Lacerator. Yellow maps feel very comfortable. So yeah, I know that's going to be fair. I know the red maps are there as a challenge for people who really put a lot of time and effort in. And no, it's supposed to be the hardest content in the game, and it's not supposed to be easy to beat. Let's see, do this. 3 rares, Rogue Exile, 2 additional items. Okay, gonna be interesting. Let's summon some extra knuckleheads. Get some more corpses going. Re-raise some Spectres. Do this, and then just portal away. And we just start fumigating. So it's a bit of perspective I've gained since last league, since playing my Lacerator. I don't know, you shouldn't expect to be able to do all the content, or at least the harder content. It's not like with the storyline. No, the storyline is something that you're supposed to be able to finish it. Because it's the storyline. Okay, Malachi is a couple of steps up from the content before that. But you're supposed to be able to do it. And we're just going to leave this gavel be. But with maps, I think it counts more as optional content. No, a test of your build, and not all builds will be able to do everything. Or no, some builds you could compensate for your build with player skill. That's maybe also a way of looking at it. If you have enough player skill, you can push a build much further than someone with less player skill. But if you play a build that's just intrinsically very strong, no, just the numbers work in your favor. If you just gonna focus a little bit before I murderize myself. Chainsaw. Okay, you, bugger off. You're just distracting me. Okay, that's part of the circle. Okay, now we just get the distraction with minions. And then I'd lose my train of thought because I was focusing. Gave that. That is one of the downsides of being going in mostly without a plan. I just start playing and then talk about gameplay, talk about what I'm doing, talk about my plans, and just random observations and ideas and whatever comes to mind. And just completely freestyling it. Very rarely did I actually have an agenda or a plan or whatever, or notes or a script or something. And even when I have a script, I more or less instantly deviate from the script because I'm really bad at sticking to a script. But so far, so good. Downside is, of course, if I lose my train of thoughts, it might be difficult to get back on the train, so to say. I don't know, maybe it will reoccur to me where I was, or it'll recur to me. Let's... golden key. So we'll just tag along with this thing, and that thing, and then that thing, and then we are clear. Then we portal in our minions, we hit the lever, and we just a few gates. Do you have space for a key? No, we don't. Okay. Power siphon. Too bad for you. I don't know. Too bad for the other things as well, because we have no more space. Time for another Izaro fight. We need to empty our pockets. I was talking about build viability, wasn't I? Yeah.
Let the day dawn golden with possibility.
So, well, I tend to play slightly more quirky builds. Some hipster builds, as some would call them. Just whatever seems cool at the time. Some kind of... There's usually just a mechanic or something that sparks my interest, and I just want to explore it, push it to its limits, but in a way that's just fun and entertaining to me. Not necessarily a build that's just really powerful, because I don't know, that always feels like you're just taking the fun out of it, but if you really want to do shaper content or things like that, right, you're gonna have to do that. Okay, this is the one with the charges, isn't it? This resets it. Oh, no, it's the cursors. Dang. Oh. Fire canal. Just trying to fumigate the hell out of it here. Everybody in. We are triple cursed. We should not get hit. That should fumigate as well. We get this one. Minions. Fumigate. Yeah, I think it's going. Okay. Hang it. Okay. Everybody, get over here, please. Leave the nice gentleman alone. Come on. Everybody. Everybody. Yeah. I don't like it. He is angry. We got it.
The great
Good.
scepter of God shall fall.
Okay, and at least he's not going to be empowered in the final fight. That's something that greatly pleases me.
Relentless.
Relentless, yes. That's one way of saying that I'm dragging out the fight. Ooh. I thought he was going to go for me and run. Instead, I poured straight into his jump. That's not the way to do it. Hey. Problem is the arena is too large and he's actually not really staying in his place. We do need to get out of his face. I'm happy he keeps summoning the minions. That's gonna recharge our flasks from time to time.
Resilience.
And there he is. Okay.
Sweep the trappings of past enemies aside.
So this is a practical thing that we're running into for. Now, if we're summoning caustic clouds, of course they appear wherever the specters are. So if we want to precision place this, the clouds, then a trick is to summon all the minions to us and then start resummoning specters to position them. Fights like this where you don't really have a lot of time to move around, it gets tricky. There's 2 exits here, so we'll have to see which is going to be the good one. Oh, I encounter powerful twin monsters. So. Too bad that some of the prophecies trigger here in the Labyrinth, while we can't really enjoy them. Okay. So far so good. Exit over there, or something. Minions. Okay, not a big fan. You fight it out there. Yep. Like that. Nothing worth going for. So the positioning of the caustic clouds, the practical problem that we're running into there. To a certain degree, with Convocation, you can work around it, but it does put yourself in harm's way, which against some bosses you might not want. I can imagine Wasteland Vol, for example. Now you want to keep him very, very far away. You don't really want to be teleporting on top of him in order to murderize him. On the other hand, he does come to you, so maybe it's a mindset change. Where you know Vol is gonna, or the Izaro is gonna come to you from time to time. So maybe you should. Now if Izaro is somewhere around here, maybe you should just put some corpses on the floor. And then port to a location, convoke, and then start channeling. And hope for him to charge you right into the caustic clouds. That's a way of doing it. Also, I did have the increased area of effect up rather than concentrated effect. I think it might have actually helped us, just so he would have a higher chance of actually getting hit by the caustic clouds because they would be larger. So it's easier to just fumigate more of the room. But still, it's tricky. I do understand why the Plague Monster, a dedicated caustic cloud build that doesn't try to mix it with summoning in any way, shape or form. I understand why that build chooses to have a single Spectre rather than double Spectres and going with Spell Echo on Ray Spectre. Because then you get a corpse, you cast your Ray Spectre And the echo instantly casts another one, so you get a minion, and you get a corpse straight afterwards. So you always control where the caustic clouds go. Again, I expect this is going to be just a bit of side content, so I'm hoping this is going to be the way forward. Well, expecting. Let's go with that. And this seems dead-endy. There's a switcher. And there's a secret door. Not too shabby. Hey, hello. Hey today. Oh look, is that a double? I think this was prophesied. Loot, loot, loot. Lots of loot. And the way forward is revealed to us. It was destiny. Or is that where we came from? No, I don't think so. Let's see, you're here. There's gonna be one more trial, and I suspect it's gonna be connected to this. And then we're gonna ascend and drastically boost the power of our Spectres. And then we'll see how our damage is going to scale. Of course, I still want to get myself a proper helmet for that. The bone helmet is gonna give us a nice chunk of extra damage. Of 35 to 40% increased minion damage. Given our current level of bonuses, translates to about 20% more minion damage. Oop. Yeah. La 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 la. Ow. Traps, I'm so good with them. Especially getting them in my feet. Okay. Hey, big fella, you have some minions. I don't really want you in my face. This is gonna hurt. And I don't like hurt. Hurt bad. Hurt painful. So let's see if we can get this slightly more creative, so we have things packed up slightly more efficiently. And we can lug about more stuff. Minions, please show up. Oh, there was a chainsaw down there. Or not a chainsaw, like a circular saw. Painful nonetheless. No matter what kind of saw it would be. Hey, a chisel. Aspirants, a trial. Nice, we found it straight away. At least 35 minutes. That's not quite bad.
An emperor must keep those promises.
But you're definitely noticing that at this point in time, our damage is a little off, and that's of course because I'm really banking on getting this upgrade. Oh, where is my... Yes, concentrate effect. I shouldn't get rid of that one. So are we gonna go with 50% more area damage, or are we gonna go with larger areas? I think we're gonna try Concofact. It's meant for boss killing. I might as well try to get into the habit of boss killing.
Empire awaits you with open jaws.
Okay, Skellies, those are also good minions, and then get some casting going.
Enjoy the reprisal.
Okay. Got some corpses up, yep. It's taking damage from the minions. No, it's not like they're not doing any damage. It's like just that it's not a lot. It's not scaling. And it's not the focus of our build. If you truly want a zoo monster, then of course auras are the way to scale them. But I have to say, that did go good enough.
Before the goddess of justice, you are
Gloves, boots and helmets.
embrace our gifts.
Currently our helmet is the best we got, so that is gonna get an enchant.
Is the ending
On the other hand, it's also the worst possible thing to enchant, because there's like 300 different enchantments and maybe 10 or 20 of them are useful because they pertain to skills that we actually use. While I know the gloves, that you get a chance for the holy ground. It's also a chance of just doing damage. Thing is, we are gonna replace these. This is the hardest to replace because it has decent ES and it has some fire and chaos res, so we'll just gamble it. Herald of Thunder. We don't use it. Yay. And then, the reason we got here. We are now a Merciless Witch. Minions get more life and damage, and Soul a Weaver. This is the thing that really boosts our Spectre damage. Interesting. But the minion damage modifier and the life modifiers, the Spectre specific ones, are not mentioned here, even though you would expect them to be. That's interesting. That said, they do a lot of damage now. So, next episode we're gonna mention Malachi, didn't I? Do have to finish the guy in there. Next episode is gonna be Malachi. That's gonna be exciting. That's gonna be dangerous. Gonna be very dangerous. But our Spectres are now powered up, so our damage should be powered up quite a bit. The concentrated effect, especially Malachi's arena, is tiny. We have a massive life pool and ES pool compared to previous builds that managed to defeat him. In the end, my Totem Monster only had 5k life and he managed to defeat him. That was also an indirect build, so we will be having the companionship of all of our minions, so we're going to use the minions to trigger the traps where possible, so we don't have to. That was the downside for the Totem Monster, so I hope Malachi is going to be something we'll survive, and after that going to go back to maps, but at least it helps us completely close off the remainder of the base game content, and then we can completely focus on maps and see how far we can push things, because our damage, especially our boss damage, really got a shot in the arm with this Ascendancy upgrade. So I'm really eager to try that next episode and see where we go. But for now, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.